Okay, this is part 2 of the video from today, Thursday, May 23rd, and it's now 8:23 p.m. Eastern Time. It's only mid-afternoon where I live, and here's the time in sales, the E-mini S&P at 8:23, trading at 28.2650. So it was a really great day for the auto trader. We had lots of winners and lots of charts hitting their goals, most everything I follow. First is the DAX on the Superinco 14 tick. It doesn't look like much here. These are two back-to-back trades, and that brought the DAX to its goal of 2,000. We had some slippage here. Okay, the DAX on a Superinco 6 tick with our very high sensitivity of 9 drew down about 400 or 200 per contract on this loser early on, and then you can see the whole equity curve. And then it did come back with this really solid winner, recovering from its drawdown and hitting its goal, ending up with 2 ticks of slippage. And it looks like it exited at the high of the day here on the second contract. Okay, missed trading the crude the last couple days because I forgot to update the front month. It's now on July contract. Anyway, the Superinco 8 tick crude oil has been very reliable. This hit its goal with no slippage. Actually, 1 tick positive slippage. The goal on this is 1,020. And there was a couple of losers here, but it recovered and hit its goal. Okay, the NASDAQ on a 987 tick line break chart was moderately active and hit its goal of 1250. And the drawdown was pretty minor at about 200 per contract. The DAX on our Superinco 6 tick with a sensitivity of 1 as opposed to the other one with a sensitivity of 9, and this is using our step moving average filter with a goal of 1550. So this had 1 tick positive slippage, and the drawdown here was about 350 to 400 per contract, but then it recovered and came up and hit its goal. Okay, the bonds on a 500 Heikin-Ashi tick chart hit its goal of 1,000 with 1 tick of slippage. This had 2 winners and 1 loser. You can see them here. Okay, the DAX on a 34 tick line break chart with our open range filter. I've been fiddling around with the settings on this one, and this worked out really well. Our money management, it's just a limit order with a 1 tick pullback, and a pretty tight stop at 30 ticks on the DAX is only 15 points. And then trailing the stop by the volatility stop at 25 ticks, but then at 30 ticks, which is only 15 points, we're trailing by bars. So if we don't hit our target, we're still trailing by the volatility stop at 25 ticks. Anyway, this hit its goal of 1,000. I didn't put a loss limit on here because I wanted to see how much this would draw down before hitting its goal, and the drawdown was only less than 150 per contract, which is pretty good. Again, I'm leaning towards showing more charts that you could trade smaller accounts. If this was 1 contract, your goal would be approximately $400 on a single contract. Okay, the crude oil on a 987 Heikin-Ashi tick chart, and again, a single contract on here, you might have a goal of $400 or $500 and a loss limit of $300 or $400. And so this started off with a loser, but then came back with 3 winners in a row. You can see them here. Actually, there was a couple of losers here. This drew down a total of about 300 or 150 per contract, totally doable for a small account, and then came up and hit its goal and had some slippage. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a Superinco 4 tick with a higher time frame filter of Superinco 8 hit its goal of 750 and had some slippage. Here's all the trades here. So this was kind of mixed. The first equity high was about $400, and then it drew down about 100 per contract and recovered all the way to hit its goal. The E-mini S&P on a Superinco 6 tick chart using our line break logic started off with a small loser drawing down less than $100 and then came back with this single winning trade which brought it up to its goal. Okay, the E-mini S&P on the 4 range chart, which is a new chart, did 700 for the day. The goal on this is 750, but this is using our open range filter, and you can see the two trades here. Really good on the money management, the exits here. And again, talking about a single contract with a goal of, say, 325, 350, trading a single contract. We're trading two contracts here. I'm using stop loss calculation mode 2, which is the high of the bar plus 8 ticks. So it's got to go 2 points above the high of the bar to take us out of the trade. So pretty tight stop. Our first profit target is 4 points or 16 ticks, and then we're trailing by the volatility stop, the little hash marks, at 16 ticks, and then at 24 ticks we're trailing by a bar. And that's what looks like happened here. Now actually this probably hit the volatility stop and then exited here. In any case, this has done very well since I've started following it, which it hasn't been that long. Okay, the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 4 tick, and this is obviously the 60-minute higher time frame, has a goal of 750, and this did 725 on 2 trades here, right off the open, and was finished trading within 15 minutes, hit its goal. Once again, trading a single contract, your goal on a single contract would be $350 to $400, and a loss limit of $250 to $300. Our very reliable regular 5 Renko E-mini S&P chart with a Super Renko 8 tick as the higher time frame hit its goal of 800 and had 1 tick of slippage. This was on 3 trades back to back. Early on in trading, finished within the first hour of trading. Very impressed with the bonds on a 150 tick line break chart using our open range filter. 2 trades back to back did 656 and a quarter, and the money management on this is pretty tight. It's a limit order at the close of the bar with fixed targets of 7 and 9 ticks. 16 ticks in the bonds is pretty good. The first equity high here was $350. Even though both targets weren't hit, it was stopped out, but still pretty good on 1 trade. So, you know, once again, with a goal of 350 in the bonds, if you just had a single trade and hit 7 and 9 ticks, you would net 350 to 400. Anyway, I suspect this hit its goal and then had 2 ticks of slippage. Our very reliable E-mini S&P Super Renko 4 tick with the 6 tick Super Renko higher time frame has a goal of 725, and this did 675. I suspect we had some slippage as we use a market order when we hit our goal. And once again, if this was a single contract, you would have a goal of $350 to $400 and a loss limit of $250 to $300. And this hit its goal. A very great day for the auto trader today. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching.